And we are, wait for it, my soundboard is frozen. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the INVICTUS stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I'm here once again with the lovely and talented Mr. James Schwartz.
Hello, everybody.
You're the lovely and talented one tonight, first and foremost.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you know that.
It feels great.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
We're joined once again by the enigmatic and hilarious Erica.
Hello!
We would not be here without the one and only, my wife-to-be very soon, Ms. Jo Fallak.
Yee-hat.
And we are joined once again by the awesome Jay. Wait, there we go. Yee-hat, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live tonight with a little game we like to call Small Blue Flame. That's right. I don't know if my sound effects are working.
I can hear them.
Did they start just in time to give James his applause?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, whoa, Small Blue Flame. What is that about? Well, I have a surprise for you. We're going to find out together.
We also don't know.
Let me just put it out there.
Remember that game that you did called the Bag Rat of Wolf Mountain?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Look,
we definitely knew what it was going to be.
Listen, sometimes you gotta just start with what you're doing. You know what I mean? You think of a name, you think of a good name that sounds catchy, something that's exciting and mysterious, and then you roll with it. You run with it. You pick a genre and you commit to it. You get dressed up in it and you double down. And that's what happened. And everything else will fall into place. This is gonna make sense, I promise.
I like the flicker of the title. That was
Yeah,
good.
just to make sure. I had to make sure I got the name right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie. We do this every Wednesday at 8, but we didn't the last 2 weeks, unfortunately, because we were recording Dice Shame. If you are a fan or if you don't, like it, those are the two extremes. You're either a fan or you don't like it. Dice Shame is our actual play podcast. We release episodes every Thursday, and I will be releasing one tonight. Remind me to post it after this. God, I was not on the ball today. I thought I was, and then this started, and I was like, oh yeah, all that shit I need to do. But that doesn't matter, because we're here to have some fun. We're here with our friends. We're here to party, have a good time. Of course, we're joined by the many creators from many different amazing things. Planet Arcana, make sure you check that out. Jay is the DM of that. As well as our good friend James, who runs the Dimension Door podcast. New episode today of...
Dimension Door.
Dimension Door?
Of Dimension
Regular
Door.
Dimension Door.
See, I knew that. Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, for all of Erica's wonderful things, you can head to summonbetterdemons.com.
I'm going to buy that someday, and then you're going to all be this over for you people.
I got a lot of different random ones that from various things. So.
Someday I'm going to have something to plug, and it's going to be either amazing or we never speak of it again.
It will always be amazing, Eric. Everything you touch turns.
It will be.
Why
in a
can't it be
historical way.
both?
Yeah. The classical version of awesome, where you're so awestruck, not necessarily in a good way, that you just lose your mind slightly.
Exactly.
Salt, yes!
Hey,
Hi.
Salt.
Party.
I love you on French fries. But yeah, so every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we're going to be back next week as well. However, after that, we're on our honeymoon.
Whoops. Sorry. Not sorry.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be doing no streaming that week, but
We will be on the beach.
we'll be on the beach. So we might be streaming from the beach.
Nice.
I'm just kidding.
We'll have a 2-person RPG that lasts 25 seconds. And it's just going to be us making voices at each other on the beach.
Oh, okay.
With a drink.
I was
thought
like, it is not 25 seconds. Let me tell you.
I was like,
no.
wow.
It did feel innuendo-y.
Oh, it is Nathan. I thought so.
Hi, Nathan.
Nathan.
We're not going to be seeing Nathan after all on
Nathan's
Friday.
we're not going to be seeing Nathan on Friday.
Boo.
He'll be there in our diets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our
it's
diets?
On various
little
foods.
sprinkle.
Salt.
Nathan was supposed to be coming up to
Oh.
Toronto this weekend, but unfortunately, his passport got delayed. So now that's public news. I don't know if that was secretive. I'm sorry, Nathan and Jay. I betrayed everyone's trust. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with us. If you want to join the game, Nathan, you can, by the way. If you're sitting in front of a camera. You let me know in the next
Oh, yeah.
2 minutes.
If you
via
have a
whatever, I'll
cowboy
send
hat,
the
you are
link and
invited.
jump on.
You don't need a
Otherwise,
cowboy hat.
you're still
you can
invited.
just bring.
Yeah, if you want to join this game,
uncensorable
Nathan,
clothes.
I'll give you, it's 8:09. I'll give you to 8:12 while we continue this really important intro. Beyond that, some big news has happened. Malevolent joined the Rusty Quill Network.
Yes.
Thank you.
Officially.
I'm saying thank you to the fake applause I'm triggering for myself.
That's show business, baby.
That's show business, baby. Yeah, you can bring the cowboy.
Yeah.
Hurry up. Message me on Discord if you want. I'm being legitimate, by the way.
Come as you hear.
Yeah, so Malevolent joined Rusty Quill. That was some big news. Very excited about that. It was a lot of, oh no. Never mind. Let's not showcase that one.
See, this is why wives are just more trouble than they're worth. Why?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. Oh, this is a joke.
Oops.
I made the laugh. I liked it.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Then whatever. I mean, it's tough to. I can't navigate that joke because I don't want to. You can say it. I don't want to double down on Nathan's comment. Your wife is amazing, Nathan. How could you? Anyway, yeah.
Enjoy your time with your family.
Enjoy your time with your family.
Or your dumb old wife or whatever.
Yeah. Beyond that, any big news for Dimension Door coming up? Anything you want to highlight? Planet Arcana? Either of you? New episode for Planet Arcana was today, right?
Yeah. Today. I have news that's not Planet Arcana, and that's
Do it.
Let's do it. Hold on. Let me.
News.
If you live in Ontario or Germany, I'll be seeing a lot of you in the next few months because I
Yay.
am hella on tour for the next little while.
I saw that.
Wow.
You're going to Germany.
So
Yeah.
exciting.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Have you ever been to
Yeah.
Germany before?
What's that?
Have you ever been to Germany before?
We toured there before the pandemic, so it's our first time
Wow.
back. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So
Look at this.
What is it
That's
about Germany specifically? Because those are two very different locations.
there's a big music festival actually in Germany that a lot of Canadians go to. And I actually am not sure if we're doing it, but that's the reason why we went last time. And then we met a bunch of people and blah, blah, blah. And there's like a lot of cool spots. We played like one of our coolest gigs in Germany last time we toured there was a climbing gym. They just love to have music wherever
Wherever
they feel like it.
We
That's
very
also really
do.
cool.
Yes.
Like
as
climbing
a
gym,
climber,
I'm
I
thinking-
can affirm this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was
As
really
a climber or as a musician? Which are you, James?
I'm a
fun.
climber.
Climb musician.
Are you really?
Oh yeah. I go rock climbing like twice a week.
I didn't know that. You
That's
must have such
awesome.
great upper body strength.
Man.
No, I don't. I use my legs a lot. I am.
I
Very
love
fat. I
learning
weigh
new things about our
260
friends.
pounds. It is not all muscle. If you look at like professional rock climbers, they're like less than 1% body fat.
But you
Skinny
do it
string
all the
beans.
time.
Oh yeah, I do it
So you've-
all the time.
so
I
you've
love
got
it.
really
legit.
good legs.
Yes. I have legs carved from marble.
You are supposed to use your legs when you climb. If you're using
You
your
are.
arms, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
That's cat
Anyway.
style. You don't want to do that.
No.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, James. That's
I'm really proud
kind
of
of
you. That's
fucking
awesome.
badass.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
need
going
to like
climbing
climb
tomorrow.
often? Do we need to find you a rock climbing place? Are you like we need
I mean,
to let the dog
honestly,
out thing? Like,
honestly, I'm
James Club music?
probably gonna bring my shoes. I'm sure you guys have a gym in Toronto. That
Oh, there's a bunch of
gotta
them.
find-
yeah,
gotta
that I
find
can bum at when I'm there during the week and stuff.
Well, you'll be
So
with
I'm not,
Justin.
so I'm not
during-
driving Justin crazy.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's actually a good thing. Good thinking because you could be out
Yeah.
and about. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Jay knows Toronto as well, so you're gonna have so many people
I know.
in and around Toronto that will be helping.
It's gonna be
you.
great.
Yeah.
There's only like 8 people in
There's, like, only
Toronto.
8
You're
of
gonna
us.
Yeah.
see us all the time.
That's
true.
arguably more people than I know and see often here. So I'll be a very social butterfly then.
Cool. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for your rock climbing. I'm excited for all of the news. Germany is fucking gorgeous. I'm so jealous and excited for you. It's
How long are you
like
going there?
my knee jerk is jealousy. I don't know why. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, how long is your tour in Germany?
Like 2 weeks ish.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's so
it's
cool.
gonna be fun. Yeah,
It's
you guys should
basically a
come.
work trip, but
No
so
problem. We'll be there.
Yeah,
We went to Germany
exactly.
actually before the pandemic.
We did.
On vacation.
Maybe we were there at the same time.
It was probably
When were you there?
2019.
Yeah,
we were
same.
there like right now
Jesus.
in 2019.
We were there September 2019.
Oh,
never mind.
yeah. Sorry. Whoops. First, we were there first.
We were there first. No.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
And Erica, what big news do you have?
How's your cat?
we got somebody new to start in our office, so I'm slightly less tired. At least I'm slightly less of a reason to complain about it, even though we have to train them.
You know what? Any reason to celebrate. I am so.
Oh, my brother had a kid.
Oh,
Slipping that in there.
it's Erica.
Yeah.
Hold on. I love that.
There's a new person in my office. Is like,
superseded. I have like a nephew.
I've got a nephew now.
That's
I
all- or
realize
niece,
that
I
the
suppose.
priorities may not be in the right order, but one
That's
of them
so
is
good.
slightly more
No,
pressing.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's great.
Well, in all fairness, one made your life easier, and one probably made it harder in the long run. So
I get
I'm
text
an
messages
ant
about,
now.
and the other one I like text messages that I had to continue like ignoring because I'm mixed in with all the "why aren't you calling us more often" text messages, and then one is just like the frantic emails of "I don't know what I'm doing," and you
oh,
can't
so
tell
the
which one
brother
is which.
was the one you're ignoring. I was like,
Oh,
are
it's,
you
it's the
ignoring
whole
work
family. The
texts,
whole
or-
family is in
I
that
mean-
pile of so many messages. Everyone just. Enjoy
I
the baby.
sympathize
Oh,
with
they'll be
ignoring
there
your
later.
family for different reasons, but I sympathize with it. Is
I
this
think
your
everyone
first,
sympathizes with that.
Yeah.
niece or nephew? Is this your like?
I've got. He's my nephew now. He's like, how old is he? Like a month-ish now, something like
But
that.
I mean, is this your first time in being an aunt?
Auntdom.
Yes, and it's his first kid. It's the only one in the family. In her family, she's the only child. So this is like the first grandkid
Wow.
around.
Everyone's just vomiting baby blankets everywhere.
And then they'd be like, "Yes, it's still very baby shaped. I'll be there when I'm there." I'm like, I'm happy, but like I can't do anything right now. I'll be there when I'm there.
Kids suck. Don't worry about
Just
it.
kidding.
Kids are pieces of shit.
Just
Who
kidding. They're
cares?
awesome.
Am I? No.
They're okay. I'm excited for when he's got like some personality and can say, okay, let's go have a conversation and discuss philosophy and Pokemon, which generation you're on, and then that'll
Yeah.
Everyone knows I love kid. I love kid. Singular. But I mean, Henry is. I feel bad saying this actually because it makes me feel like a bad dad.
You're not a bad dad.
I'm a bad dad. But
You're
anyway,
not
I'm
a
gonna say it
bad
anyway.
dad.
Look, there. So, like, Doom came out in 1992. Okay, the graphics are not very good. Is it a violent game? Sure, but you're fighting monsters. Okay, it's not a very, very violent game. Anyway, Henry loves Doom, and he's been watching me play a ton of Doom. But I let him try it yesterday, like on the little keyboard.
He's 5.
He's 5. And
Oh my God.
It was so cool to see him like playing it, and people are already judging and being like, I played Minecraft with him on stream once, and the comments were very hateful. So I can't imagine how people would think that I let him watch, let alone play Doom. So.
Harlan, I'll be honest. I was thinking, how am I supposed to engage with this new child in my family? As
Make
he
him
gets
a
older,
nerd.
or it's a new one, and thinking to myself, my birthday parties are setting precedent.
Yes.
I hope this kid is into StarCraft when he gets even
Yes!
slightly old enough to work a
Yes.
mouse. I'll play with him like every night, and that'll be
That's
awesome.
what I'm
Right.
saying.
I'll teach him TF2. I'll walk into Left 4 Dead. It's gonna be great.
That's what I'm saying.
I play video games with my nibblings all the time.
Yeah.
See?
It's wonderful.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best. I still feel like people are judging me for Doom.
Well, that's the
Like,
thing. You're the parent. I'm the shitty aunt. I can do whatever the hell I want. It's not my kid.
Yeah.
Well, I get to do what I want too, but I still get judged by it because people suck. But
Anyway,
you know
the
what?
best
Fuck it.
thing.
Doom's awesome.
Henry was like, "Oh, I'm gonna save that for later." Like he saw some body armor and he's
He's
like,
been watching me play, and
save
I'm
that
like,
for
oh,
when
I
I
want
need
to pick
it.
up that armor. I'm going to save it for later. And he's like, it's so funny too because he needed it, like in the mechanics of the game, but he didn't understand it. But he knew it was like the cargo cult science, where he's like, I know that I'm not supposed to pick it up yet because I've heard Dad say it, but I have no reason to understand the mechanics of why that works, so I'm going to do it anyway.
he's still figuring out like what double-digit numbers are.
So
He
funny.
doesn't know what his health is.
But he knows, he doesn't know how to read his health, but he knows how to play Doom. Anyway, good dad award goes to me tonight. I don't care.
It's official.
If you're
But
judging
it's
me, fuck
actually a
you.
good way to teach him at the hundreds, at least kind of to 100. Because as you go down, you start to panic when you get into like 40, and
what I
then
say.
10.
Yeah.
Everything's impressive.
And
Lower
numbers
than,
should make
higher
you
than.
panic.
That's right. Numbers should
teach
make you
kids
panic.
that.
Learn it nice
Give him
and
a
early.
healthy fear of math like his father did.
Exactly. Practical math. Yeah.
Yeah, until he learns the numbers on a D20, and then he can play along with us on stream. Soon.
That'll be the day.
Soon. We have a 40-minute Dice Shame episode that Henry GM'd that is to be released. It's awesome. It's just me and him, but he walks me through an entire giant adventure, and it was like a year ago, and we haven't done
amazing.
anything.
Yeah, he was
It's
4.
really cool.
He's
Yeah.
got to do the annual one. That's how it's going to have to be. Watch him.
See?
Yeah, there you go. These are the bad numbers.
1 digit.
I also feel like that statement is applicable to me. I only realize what my health is when it's extremely low.
Oh,
James.
James.
Flashing.
I'm worried though, because you said you're drinking a caffeinated beverage. I don't want you to.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry.
This is how we'll explode
It's
before
still
he gets here.
14 out of 100.
He's
If
fine.
it makes you feel any better, I am wearing a heart monitor that's like, hey, bro, calm down.
I think that makes me feel better.
Good. It should.
He's monitoring.
Yeah. I monitor.
He's
I feel
keeping an
better
eye on
about
it.
that. Let's take it.
You check it out. Yeah.
Cool.
A+.
I'm only at 95 right now.
That's good.
That's low for me. That's really low.
If we're using Doom numbers, then you are like almost at max health. You could pick up a
Hey.
stim pack. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I should have more energy drink. Thank you.
You definitely
Thank
should.
You.
Get
That's
full
the
to
excuse
100.
I need it.
Grab that supercharge. Anyway, James, don't kill yourself. Shall we
won't.
play this game? Shall we kick it off?
Yeah.
Let's do
Yeehaw. Heartily.
it. Yeehaw.
I'm excited
Yeehaw.
for everyone's most
Hat.
southern accents. See? Everyone's supporting me. I wasn't reading any of the comments. Everyone's saying.
Everyone says that you're normal and a great dad and that Doom is great. And everyone's like, hey, I wish I could play Doom. I played Doom when I was 6.
See,
Blah, blah, blah.
I played Doom when I was that young too, and I've
so
only, I mean, I
you're
can
only
count the number of people I
slightly
killed on
fucked
one
up.
hand. You know, I'd have to use all my fingers. But.
That's right.
Anyway, let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, the bag rat of small blue flame. Do I have the bag rat credits? All right, we're not playing that one though. But I want next time. We're gonna play it again. You know what I want to do?
The Foley chewing noises were horrible.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
glad
want-
I wasn't eating cheese this time.
You know what I'm gonna do? I want to run that exact game again, but with different people, and change nothing, and even let people. And if they watched it, they watched it. If they know about it, they know whatever, and just do the exact same thing. Just because I think something is really funny about how fucking terribly weird that game was, and I want to do it again. So
I
anyway.
haven't seen it yet, so I'm
Yeah, it's not even a good game. It wasn't even a
great
good game. It
game.
wasn't even particularly
Shut the
fun
fuck
to
up.
play. It's just something about the credits and the title make me really laugh.
You just like that.
It's just a bag rat, a wolf man. Because you know why? Because the reason we ran that game is because every once in a while I'll throw notes in my phone for RPG ideas. Like
Yeah.
I'll be sleeping and I'll use voice to text a lot. So I'll be like, da, da, da. And that was one that just was on my phone in the morning. The bag rat of Wolf Mountain. I was like, and we had nothing that week. So I was like, that's the game.
That's what it is.
And if you want to know what it feels like to watch a game when I have nothing prepared, The year is 1818. In the American Southwest, where the hot sun dries the desert plains, and the only break from the arid heat is the small towns that dot along the Utah coast. Some of these towns are vacant. Some of these towns are full of life, people, food, drink, and money. Money is what appeals to you the most. Well, maybe it was a bad bet here or there. Maybe you owe the wrong person, or maybe you just got a taste of what it feels like when you hold a pistol in your hand and point it at the person behind the window. That big sack of cash on the back of your horse as you gallop away. Luckily, the four of you built a level of trust as you went around the western frontier, hitting bank after bank after bank. The papers said it was unlike anything they'd ever seen. Some of the scores that you managed to get your hands on were wealths, the likes of which you never thought you'd see. But you wanted more. You wanted it all. It was in a small town, way out in the hills, where you were dining, as one could say, on smoked meat and warm beer, when you first overheard the name of the town, Nickle. I think his name was Michael, maybe. He couldn't shut up about it. How rich the bank was, how fat it sat with its gold. The four of you shared a knowing look. Nickle became your white whale. It became your holy grail. It became the bank you needed to hit. It's a Sunday morning as the sun beats down on your backs, and you ride into the town of Nickle. James, who are we looking at?
You are looking at Scruff McGruff, a very grizzled man whose hair is more saturated with oil than it is of the desert dirt. His beard is all scraggly in what you would assume would be many braids, but it is not. It is clumped together in these kind of, it's just an oily rag on his face. No one likes it, but his mustache, pristine and trimmed. You look into his eyes and you see just kind of a slight disconnect of what you would assume to be within a person.
Crazy Scruff McGruff. What's the name of your horse, Scruff?
The name of Scruff McGruff's horse is, of course, Fluff.
Yeah. Fluff.
Good.
The gorgeous black stallion that Scruff rides atop. Next to Scruff, Erica, who's riding next to Scruff.
You see a man of many faces and many names and deeper pockets. But today, he is a very rustic former miner with an ER, not an OR, because you don't think he was ever a child.
He's like a child.
He came into the world fully formed.
Hi, guys! It's how he came into this world. But he's a man with a dusty face and a dustier past. You can barely see his eyes past this sweeping broom of a handlebar mustache. His clothes just stitched and restitched together until they're fully just twine instead of whatever fabric they used to be.
Yeah.
He's here. His name, Rusterfels Forsyth.
Hold on.
I was almost going to say it was straight. I was so convinced I was going to say it was straight, but I did not get to.
Yeah. Rustafel's
Ruster?
foresight
Rusterfell foresight.
rides
That's my
upon
brother's name.
the beautiful chestnut mare. What's the name of your horsey, Rustafel?
Slippery Toad.
Dig
Slippery Toad.
Slippery Toad the horse.
With a clippity clop, its hooves ride across the cracked, dry, muddy ground. Behind the two of you, sharing a horse, we see the last two members of your party.
We're gonna buy a horse.
Tucked neatly between the broad shoulders of someone behind them, we see Joe. Who are we looking at?
Why, you're looking at Maybelline. I am the tiniest. I'm the tiniest sheriff you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm 4'5" in my cowboy boots. And it would seem like the sand and the dust of the Utah winds could nary even tarry on my shoulders. So clean and sparkling am I. I have lustrous hair and dimples.
Yeah.
And manners most becoming of me. And I can fuck up anybody who would stand in my way. But it does not. No, does not seem like it. Just from my countenance and my appearance.
Right. And Maybelline, behind you, Jay, who are we looking at?
I'm going to be playing the bull. The bull is a person who only refers to themselves in third person as the bull. They're about 6'6", almost entirely muscle, the muscliest neck you've ever seen. About a shoulder length red bob with a bun on top, a very, very thin mustache, days old eyeliner, and like clothes that are hard to place where this person is from.
Yeah, they're almost without time.
Without time. Yeah, that's right.
They're like above time placing them. They work anytime.
Yeah. And also looking at the bull, you can it's hard to, I don't think anybody knows where they came from, what they've done, but it's pretty clear that the bull has taken a life.
Yeah. And as the two of you ride behind on a cow as opposed to a horse, what is the name of your cow?
Horse.
Inspiration.
I want you to know that I wrote our horse and then crossed out and put cow and then wrote horse beside it.
Our horse, ... cross out, cow, ... horse. Best
horse.
ever. In the middle of the main street, and you do, in fact. As the four of you ride into the main street of Nickle, the town presents itself around you. To your immediate right, you see the large 2-story building with the wraparound 2nd-story porch. On the outside, it says the Gem Hotel. With a nod, you see a number of fellas on the top floor look toward your party. A chill washes over some of their faces. Perhaps they've heard of the bull and his little bell. Which is what I'm referring to you as.
I like that. I like that.
Oh my
Very
God.
much. It is what I refer to us as internally.
As you trod along down the street, you see it. There, tucked between a land office and the post office, the bank. It's busy for this time of morning. See a few people lined up outside. Nervously, you share a look, aware of your plan that you've spent many a night coming up with, and decide to enact it. Rustafel, you make the first move.
Rustafel has been planning for this ever since he took on this life 3 nights ago.
Yeah.
And he steps off of his horse with his wonderfully patchwork boots, and he knows he's about to open an account.
Yeah.
He is going into this bank first to strike some business, prospect for it, if you will. Who's going to be watching, and who's going to be watching from inside to keep a lookout?
Well, Maybelline is clearly going to come with Rustafel and be a lookout inside. I believe I'm the only other person amongst us who can string a couple pleasant words together and maybe come up with some kind of explanation should there be any quick thinking to be done. So I hop down off of horse and I give the bull a quick wink and dust off my little shoulders and I'm ready to go. All right, Rustafel. Let's show him how it's made.
Yeah.
Slippery Toad sneaks off to where he needs to hide.
Yeah, and the horse walks like that. It goes like
He just kind of like a little slide.
Fucking moonwalk.
It's like a '90s Disney horse, you know. It's like really expressive.
Absolutely. They moonwalk over to the horse trough where Scruff has like placed the horses and the cow horse in front of the trough. They're not tied up in case they need to make a quick getaway, but he reaches in and he pulls out a flask and he opens it and he empties it into the horse trough. And he sticks his head in and you can audibly hear a couple gulps as he's drinking the water and he pulls his head out. All right. Closes the flask, puts it away.
Hydration is important.
Part of the plan. And as the plan starts to work, you see some of the horses walk over and drink from that trough. Not your horses, of course. These are other non-important horses. In fact, these say police horses. And as they walk over and they start sobering, the opposite of sobering, drunkening up, you give a nod and a... Bull, what are you doing? The bull.
The bull is standing watching the horses.
Yeah. And as you stand there, a thin, wiry-looking man walks up to you. Have a spare dollar? He says, and he holds out a wrinkly hand.
Walk away from the bull right now.
Of course. And he walks past you. What about you? He turns to you, Scruff.
I don't think you really dollars a lot of money, don't you know? That's a whole heck of a lot of money. If I was to presume what would happen in, let's say the year 2022, we're talking about that possibly being $2,112. Now I ain't no stick in the mud, but sir, I am not gonna give you $2,218 in the year 2022.
All right, he says and kind of winks and laughs off. Small blue flame, he says.
It's the only mention of the name of the title for the rest of the show.
Smash cut to the audience. That's what it's from.
Said the name.
Maybelline walks up to the front door of the bank and she peers inside. How many people do I see?
Filled with people, all lined up and waiting. But Rustafel has a plan for this.
Rustafel is going to wait for Maybelline to make her way inside or hang back, however she wants to.
And she does, yes. No, she goes inside.
Because Rustafel is a man here to do business, and he is going to swing these doors open, kicking them with his hands, punching them almost, making sure that he gets the attention of every person in here. He wants every person to know where he is, so he can.
And
see
they do immediately. You see the bank teller drop his stamp, and everyone there parts to the side, and you stand there in front of the teller, the bank teller, 15 feet across the room. Maybelline tucked off into the corner. Mm-hmm. You lock eyes with the teller.
Rustafel walks up to the teller, stomping away. You hear jingles where there shouldn't be jingles. There's no wearing spurs, but you hear them. Mm-hmm. He walks up to the teller and he says, I came from far away, hearing legends of this place. I need a place to put money. Are you safe enough for my money?
There's a quiet as everyone, including the other patrons, wait for the teller's response with bated breath. Yes, I suppose we could open an account if you would like.
Rusterfell is going to put his hands on the teller's tiny little podium of a desk. And he's going to lean in so that the tips of his handlebar mustache drag across the surface as well. And he's going to say, "Not you, little man. Whoever you work for."
Oh, I could get the manager if you'd like. He's in the back, of course, and typically he doesn't see people without an appointment. Imagine that's when you pull his thing.
Rusterfell's going to make an appointment, very enthusiastically.
Of course. Well, it wouldn't be out of the complete picture to get you an immediate appointment. Yes, I suppose we could. Yes, why don't you wait right here? I will go get him. And you see him spin on his heels.
He will wait. Yes.
And only a moment later, as you see Maybelline moving to her position inside, the man comes back. Yes, Mr. Carnell will see you, if you would like.
Are there any other tellers around the front, by the way?
No, he's just the one.
Good. I want him, and I want whoever's in the back to help. Because he's going to say, "You don't understand how many horses I came in here with. You and everyone here today are going to open all of my accounts."
Okay. Well, I'm sure we can make that happen. If you'd like to speak with Mr. Carnell, he would be happy to organize that, and then I'd be happy to give you my attention.
Grabbing, as I can reach over and just kind of grab his arm. We're going to start finagling our way over to I guess we got to go over to...
And like there's like a manager's office in the back behind glass, and you like push him into this double glass door, and behind you see this large, bald, sweaty man with an equally large, sweaty mustache, and he looks at you and says, "You must be Rusterfell. You didn't tell me your name, but I've heard things, I'm sure.
Good.
It's on your name tag."
Written across my face, the energy.
Yes.
I have all the staff with me right now?
Yeah.
Good.
But so is the safe in this room.
We'll make our way towards that. One step at a time of our
Yes.
No
plan
worries.
that we have.
Meanwhile, Scruff McGuff and the bull are outside when you see some sight roll into town. 3 dark, clad Pinkerton Rangers ride into town. The one at the front is the famous Kevin Costner. You heard throughout the land. He rides up with his shiny star on his chest, and he scans the horizon for any odd people. What do you two do?
No odd people here.
This is going great.
Scruff McGruff reaches into his horse's saddlebag and he pulls out a smaller bag and he drapes it over himself sideways like a little carrying bag. And he pulls out a cigar and he hands it over to the bull. And he pulls out another cigar and he puts it in his mouth. And he lights it.
Yeah. First the trough water and now the cigar. Scruff.
I'm just really trying to live life on the edge, the bull. Just trying to live it on the edge. Cigars are nasty.
Scruff, you fell far off the edge a long time ago.
Thank you, the bull. I really appreciate that.
And as the two of you are standing there, the three Pinkerton detectives spot you out of the corner of their eye. Kevin Costner signals for the other two to go down, and he rides over, hops down maybe 10 feet from you, and lashes his horse so that the horse can drink from the trough. And he walks over to you, pulling out a longer cigar. And he lights it.
I'm gonna look at the bull for reassurance. And then I'm gonna slap the horse next to me on the butt in an effort to get it to kick the Pinkerton.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like the Pinkerton's walking towards you, like side the horse.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that you do it anyway. You just slap it, and the horse like kind of kicks up and starts kicking back and forth. And the Pinkerton sort of looks at it, and he's like distracted for a moment. He's confused. He kind of enters like a karate pose for a second. He's kind of like he's nervous. But you get the sense for a second that he doesn't recognize you the way that you expected him to. And as he takes a half step over towards you, you realize that this really compensating cigar, he doesn't have a light for, but he saw yours. And he goes, "Can I have a light?" And he kind of puts it right in your face. Like awkward. It kind of touches your cheek. He pushes your head away.
Sure. And I'll strike a match and I'll put it up to his cigar.
Yeah.
And just wait.
And he puffs it. Say, you two, you from around here? You look familiar. And he looks at you, Bull.
What's it to you?
It's just my job to know. Is it a problem? Maybe I...
It sounds like you ain't very good at your job then.
Oh, is that so? Is there a reason I should know you? He says with sort of like eyes that go widescreen as he kind of locks eyes with the two of you. Meanwhile, Maybelline, you're standing in the main...
No, Maybelline is sitting atop the podium that is the desk of this bank teller. She's got her legs crossed high at the thigh, and she has a pistol just discreetly pointed behind the counter at the teller's belly. And she says, "Tell everybody that we're closed."
Okay, so the teller came back out, and this happened while we were cut away. Meanwhile, Rustafel is still in the room, keeping Dayton Carnell occupied. The teller's like, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry, but today the bank is closed extra early, not because of a gunpoint. I mean, not because of any point. There's no reason it's closed. No one's going to get shot or anything like that. And everyone sort of just goes, "Oh, okay. And they turn and start filing out.
I do appreciate your cooperation very much.
Look, I'm happy to cooperate, but I don't think this is going to go the way you want it to go.
Why would you say that?
Have you never heard of the town of Nickle before?
Well, of course we have. We heard of the many riches and wonders and how we're going to line our bank accounts with all the gold nuggets we could possibly ever find. We're going to shake down this little bank, and then we're going to go on a merry way. You understand?
Well, I don't think so.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Rustafel, you're standing across from Dayton, who is yet to find out your true intentions here, and he's kind of like filling out a form. And then I suppose if we invested in the stocks and trade market, then we could get your horses, I'd say, into doubly cowed. We use a metric system of horse, cow, pony. So 2 horses are 1 cow, 2 cows are 1 pony. So.
Well, sir, you seem to be talking a real good game, but I don't know what games you're trying to play here. Where I'm from, and he takes out a massive rock. Rock beats your paper. And this rock goes on the desk.
Yeah.
And from what he knows, from what Rustafel knows, Maybelline has not started shooting anything yet. This is
not
moment
yet.
Because
no.
I feel like there's 2 teens working right now. So he's still just gonna make sure that this person thinks he's a wonderful little. Oh my goodness, he's a wonderful little prospective client. Oh my god, it's hilarious.
But he pushes his chair back. He's like, "Oh, I recognize your name now, Rustafel, the famous bandit. What do you want from me?"
I need to know if you can handle a bandit's supply of gold. This rock is going to crack halfway open because this is a prepared rock.
Yeah.
He's worked very hard. This took like another 2 days to do.
Yeah, this is
and
like a thing.
inside of it, it's going to split, and inside is going to be this hollow core of gold, which is really just a really thinly melted gold coin, just designed to paint the little tip to make it look like it's all like an egg of gold, but it's going to crack and look like it's just gold inside.
Right.
Well, we can't deal with gold here. Do you not know about Nickle? You shouldn't be here. This is a bad move.
Gold?
No. Well, not the way you think.
Meanwhile, out front, the Bull and Scruff McGuff, I imagine all three of your faces, including the Pinkertoons, are like now like a few inches away from each other. Each of your cigars kind of touching the tips of each other's cigars as you each try to intimidate the other person with your cigars.
Listen, fellas, we're here to escort the very tiny sheriff on her way to the bank. Furthermore, if y'all have heard of the Bull, most people who have heard of the Bull wish they hadn't.
I recognize that name, the Bull, the Bull, the Bull.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm misremembering. Fair enough, he says and turns. And as he goes to head back to his horse, he stops.
Wait a minute. You, sir, and he points to you. The scruffy-looking fella.
Yeah?
What happens to be your name?
I'm motherfucking Scruff McGruff. And at that point, he pulls out his pistol.
Yeah!
Shoot out.
Yeah, you blast him in the gut as he goes flying back into the trough, his drunk horse falling the fuck over. Maybelline, you hear the gunfire from out front as
I
you
shoot
turn.
the teller in the belly,
You
and I
shoot him in the belly,
Yeah!
it blasts through his chest, it smashes the window behind him, and he goes flying through the window
I
behind.
hop down from the bank teller's podium, and I just hustle into the back room with both of my pistols drawn, where
Yeah.
Rusterfell is waiting.
Bull, you see the shrapnel.
Soon. We were the plan, please.
Rusterfell, you
hold on,
had your
Bull,
chance.
you see wood splinter next to your head as one of the other Pinkertons are on the second story of the gym firing at you with a long gun. What do you do?
First, I run over and grab the cigar from the downed ranger
Yeah.
and put that in my mouth as a second cigar.
Yes.
And then I don't have a pistol, so I just go and punch one of them in the fucking head.
Yeah, you don't have a pistol. You run up, and it's like a good long 5 minutes where you run over to the gem and you head up to the second story. And it's all from Scruff's perspective, and you just see Bull disappear, and then Bull appears on the second story. And you just see Bull punch them, and their head pops, and they fall off the second story. And then Bull runs all the way back as they're like flicking blood off their knuckles.
I take that cigar too. I have
Yeah.
cigars.
Like I feel so,
Yeah,
I've
Rustafel,
only known
Maybelline
Rustafel
bursts
for
into the
5
back.
seconds. I've
Yeah.
only had Rustafel in the mind for like an hour at most, and I already
Jigs
put in
up,
so much
Rustafel.
planning into this, and I'm like, was Rustafel really the character who had 3 days of planning and his entire team fucking blew it in 30 seconds because they couldn't wait for him to do his dramatic rock
single
plan?
height.
Maybelline
the heist.
points the gun at the bank owner. Now listen up. You're gonna open up that vault right now, lickety split. You understand?
All right, but
My way was gonna be cooler and gonna be real sophisticated.
We'll try it next time, Rustafell. I promise. Nickle is ours.
He walks over and he spins it. He's like,
turn around.
What?
I got to put the combination in.
Put the combination in now. You understand?
All right.
and he tries to cover it. He's like,
One,
I'm the goddamn sheriff.
one.
and he opens it. And it's empty.
What kind of a sick joke is this?
That's what I've been trying to tell you. Nickle is not what you think it is. Listen.
And he points. And you see a map of the town. And you see the small town of Nickle. And up north, there's a large building on a hill next to a mine. And he says,
He owns it all. Reese Reed. the gold doesn't stay here. Every week we ship it up to him. 6,000 gold we've shipped over the past few weeks alone.
And Rustafel and Maybelline, your jaws drop. That's more money than you have ever imagined.
Yeah. Rustafel, being a thinker, apparently behind that mustache of his, did not think of this. We need
All the gold goes up there. The last shipment went only last night. There's a small church on the hill. When we deliver it, we do 3 knocks, we give the secret passcode, and then we deliver the gold. If my calculations are correct, everything he's ever brought out of that mine is in that building. So, you don't want to rob a bank.
He stands with his hands up as you hear gunfire outside. Scruff! You see a Pinkerton running towards you. He's pulling his horse along reluctantly. He's like, come on! And he's like trying to run with you. It's a weird scene. You're like, why isn't he riding the horse? Why doesn't he leave the horse?
Okay. Cool. Scruff is going to pull an apple out of his bag and just wave it for the horse so that it takes off past the Pinkerton.
Yeah, yes. And it does. The horse sails past, knocking him over, and he's on the ground, and he's like, ow, and dirt on my new suit! And he stands up and brushes it off. And Bull, you're standing next to, there's like a few kids like watching all this, and like, oh, and one of them's holding like a really sharp boomerang. And he's like, just been like whittling away something at it. And he's looking at you with a slack jaw. You're big, mister!
I'll trade you 2 cigars for their boomerang.
And he spits like a big fat wad of tobacco. It's all right, I'm trying to quit anyway. And he hands you the boomerang.
The bull thanks you. I smoke the other cigar down to the fucking end.
Yeah, in one breath.
And then I eat the rest of it.
Yeah, this is like the coolest boomerang you've ever seen. Describe it.
Yep.
Describe a cool boomerang.
Yeah. Like it's like material or something. I don't know.
So it's shaped like you would expect it to be.
Typical boomeranging.
It's made of
Good start.
2 guns.
Yes. It's a 2-gun boomerang.
He was whittling.
That he was whittling down.
Yeah.
And they're
they're
welded together, and one of the guns has the wolf on it, my arch nemesis.
Yeah, and the other is a turtle, the wolf's arch nemesis.
Yeah. Whoa.
Named Simon.
Yeah.
No!
And it says,
guy.
and one of the hilts says, nice to see ya, and the other hilt says, hate to be ya. So that when you like, and so yeah, that's your boomerang.
Good.
And you see the Pinkerton stand up, and he like slaps his pants. He's like, dirt! Hey! And he goes to grab his gun, and he points it at you, Bull.
I fucking toss the boomerang at him, and while I do, I ignite it. How do you shoot a gun?
Yeah,
pull
you
the
cock
trigger.
it, and you throw it, and you see the boomerang spin across. And how does it kill him?
Bullets shoot out of it in a sprint, and I hop over them every time it comes around to me.
Yeah,
It just gets him, and then it hits him in the face.
It hits him in the face on the way back. So it knocks the gun out of his hand, and it goes flying into Scruff's hand, who grabs the gun. And he's like, what? I'll get you for and then it, boom, it like smacks his face, but it like cuts right through his face, clean in half. His top half just falls off. Ooh. And blood just sprays all over the ground as the pistol comes back to you, and you catch it. Mm-hmm. And the kid's like, even trade. Maybelline and Rusterfell burst out of the bank as they have fresh bank manager blood on their hands.
Yeah,
Well,
and
one of us has fresh bank manager blood. The
It's
other one
me,
has fresh
I
bank
do.
manager clothes. Because
Rustafel took his clothes. Let's go,
Yeah.
Rustafel.
Rusterfel's looking a little different right now, looking a little bit more like the manager of a bank.
Ooh, I like Rusterfell. I get it now. You're like the chameleon character.
Yep. If we need a secret passcode, which I assume we got before we fired the last one.
Naturally.
Yeah, probably. Probably
Did we do
not.
it? We got the goal. We can go home now.
Yeah.
Step 2, boys and ladies.
Step 2.
New plan. You see
What?
that there house
Okay.
on the top of the hill?
Yeah, it's big.
That's where all the gold's at.
And as you turn and look at the house, you see this really spooky house, like a good couple 100 feet away. And the clouds roll in, and you hear the crack of thunder as you look at this tall, spooky, it almost looks like a church on a hill. And suddenly your tummy feels like you might have diarrhea.
In a good way?
Almighty Jesus Christ.
Yeah, in a good
Let's
way.
go meet him.
In a good way.
All right. What do? The town is in chaos. Everyone's running around screaming. You see a few people starting to get like a posse together trying to fire at you, but there's so much blood everywhere. They're just like slipping and sliding on the guy's head that bull punched off on the second story.
That's why Slippery Toe, because he knows how to run through this.
Yeah, your horses are like instinctively ready to come, and they just
Children!
Totally come. Adding to the slipperiness of the whole event.
fucking come everywhere.
They're just ready for
Immature.
it.
Yeah, no, but
18 plus show, by the way.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
now you
Surprise!
say it. Great. That was officially the lowest brow I've hit. By the way, I just want everyone to know we've done 7 years, and that's the lowest. Anyway, yeah. So you see the horses? They're galloping towards you because they know the mission's not over yet.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh god.
Slippery Toad has no problem finding me, which is excellent. And I feel like this is kind of our way of doing things. We leave corpses to scatter everybody.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
gonna figure out what's going on. They can't round up a posse fast enough to get us. They gotta deal with this.
You bathe in blood. By the way, this game is going to be hyper gory.
Great.
We're leaning into the hyper like Tarantino
do it.
violence.
We're really truthing the warnings, aren't we?
Yeah, but I decided halfway through, so that's fair. So we're swearing's always a good sexual content. Nah, we're going hyper violent tonight. Everyone gear up, yeehaw! And as
And sexual.
Maybelline
Scruff only isolated sexuality.
Maybelline holds her hands up to be picked up to be put on the cow.
Yes.
She's covered in blood.
Yeah,
The bull picks Maybelline up.
perfect. And as you power through,
I'm fucking firing my gun openly at all the innocent townsfolk as we ride out of town.
yes, as you ride out of town, you hear the crack of thunder and gunfire as you're all yip-yee-hawing towards the house on the hill. Slowly, you make your ascent towards it. And by slowly, I mean the opposite of slowly. You go really fast.
Whiplash from that description. I'm with it.
Anti-slowly.
Well, I'm fighting against norms here because horror is all about pacing, and we're doing a hyper-violent Western game. But
We're
that's what they
skating
picked,
to
by
it.
the way. So
Masters of
great.
genre, us.
It's dark by the time you reach the base of this tall hill. The winding path that leads up is lined with cart tracks from the gold they presumably have dragged here over the past who knows how long. You see it now. It is a church. Surrounded by gravestones, the church sits looming against the darkening sky as you hear again the crack of thunder in the distance. Your tummies feel upset again, but you push through it because this is important and your gluten insensitivity shouldn't be everyone's problem.
This is how we bonded. We all had the same intolerances, and we
Yeah.
were like, let's get paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a dairy. Yeah,
Bandits do
everyone's
shit
like,
together.
yeah,
Yeah.
sticks together.
Passing the
that's right.
TP around.
Yeah, passing the two. Whoop. Yeah, and as you see it, you all disband your horses.
Dismount them, even.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Or disband. Who knows? Or dismantle your horses.
Disband the horses, keep the theme. We have,
All right.
because Maybelline knew how to make the bank manager talk, so we have that
Yes.
wonderful
Yeah.
code.
And she'll reveal it at the last possible second.
Smart. But I will be up at the door ready to assume my gold drop off. Because we're early, we got a sudden shipment. We can hear everything that's chaotic in town. We can't afford to keep the gold that was just delivered in that bank. It's not safe. We have to bring it to the shipment site now. Secret
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Well done, Rustafel.
Well done.
Is everybody ready? This could be the hall to end all halls. You understand what that means? Next time we go
No.
to, that's a hotbed. That's gluten-free beer in our bellies.
Oh my God. Oh,
There's
speaking
only
of
one
bellies-
place that does it, so we got to
It's-
really ride
They
for a while.
definitely have hiked up the prices since we were there last. I just know it.
It's artisanal.
Here, before we go, boss, I got everyone juice boxes.
Thank you, Scruff.
Oh,
I appreciate
inspiration
that so
for
much.
Scruff's juice boxes.
Maybelline takes the steps one at a time because that's all her legs can manage. She runs her hands up the banister, feeling the rust underneath her hands. She knocks thrice on the door.
You wait a long time. 10 years later. It's a good few minutes before the small shutter on the door slides open, and you see a set of dark eyes. At first, the pupils almost look red. But in the darkening sky, you squint and see the comfortable brown behind. A voice says, "What's the password?"
Maybelline flicks a hair over her shoulder and she says, "Chupacabra, chupacabra, chupacabra, chupacabra."
And he squints, waiting for the final word.
Forever.
He nods comfortably and slides the shutter closed and opens the large, creaking door. And you're greeted to a dark, almost church-like atmosphere. He steps back, allowing you four to enter. The man is tall, bald, his skin is pale, and his ears pointy. He seems gaunt and has an odd demeanor about him, as if he floats off the floor.
A good evening, sir. We have a deposit. My colleague Rustafel.
Of
Supposed
course.
to be the bank manager, Maybelline. Just always do this. But yes, I'm here to make a deposit as a client.
Oh, but you look like the bank manager.
Yes, I do look like the bank manager. Didn't I? That's my dress like this. It's been a change of staff, so I'm here now as a client. I've moved on in my career, so that's why it's happened this
Enough
way.
with the chit chat, Rustafel. We're here for the money.
He shuts the door.
What, we were inside already?
Always do this.
I thought we were inside.
Hey, you are inside. He shuts the door.
Behind us.
Behind
Okay.
us.
Oh, yeah.
Good. I was gonna say that was
Is
a
it
short
just
game.
just us two, or is it also Scruff and the bull?
Of course, it's the bull and Scruff
Shuts
there
the
inside
door
with
on
us.
us.
It's like you two are inside.
He shuts
we
the
gotta say
door,
password too.
keeping his back towards you. And you hear it lock. He turns around. The gold is not yours to take, I'm afraid.
Don't be ridiculous, mister. All the gold in all the towns are ours to take because that's what we do. You understand, of course.
Of course, you're welcome to try, but I would recommend against it. This man is like 6'4". He's looming over you, Maybelline.
I'm used to it. It don't faze me.
Yeah, kick him.
I have
Give you
my
inspiration to kick him.
pistol drawn,
Yeah.
and I look at my pistol, and then I look at the bull's boomerang guns,
Yes.
and then I look at my pistol again,
Yeah.
and then I kick him in the shins.
Yes. The floating
What's inspiration for? We're not rolling dice in this game.
doesn't matter. I give you inspiration.
Emotionally.
Thank you.
You kick him, and he crumples to a pile in his feet. His robes, his like black robes, kind of all pile around him, and he looks up at you.
Oh, who kicks somebody like that? Why would you do that? I'm trying to protect you, don't you understand?
He says angrily. You see as he talks, his teeth are like sharp, almost fang-like.
Don't you get it?
He snarls at you as he looks around at all of you in the darkening church.
Where's the gold?
Fine,
he says, and he points to the door to the left of the podium. It's an oddly thick metal door with bars on it.
Through there.
I think Rusterfell doesn't want to be a bank manager anymore. I think Rusterfell wants to be this,
Yes, Rusterfell.
And he looks at you.
What are you gonna do about it?
Smash cut.
I'm
to
not gonna do a damn thing, Maybelline!
Just like a pile of bloody body in the background.
Yep.
And like Rusterfell's wearing the robes, and you have his like fangs shoved under your front gum.
I'll pay attention to the details.
Yeah. Cool. So you've killed this guy. He's just like lying in a pile in the front hall, very gory. Yeah.
The
What
bull
do you
checks
do?
his
Ain't never
pockets.
seen nobody do that with a spool of rope before.
Yeah.
Mighty proud.
You check his pockets and you find a large ornate key made of black iron.
The bull thinks we might need this.
Well
I
done.
certainly hope we asked about it before we killed him, but whatever, we have the key now. That's what matters. We have the key.
There's no time.
We ask questions later. You know that, Rusterfell. To our detriment sometimes.
To
Admittedly.
our detriment.
Terabyte just posted something. I just fucking losing it over here. This picture that just went in. I'm sorry. I can't look at that.
That's good. Partner, I haven't been feeling very yee-haw.
I can't look at that. I genuinely can't look at that.
It's pretty cute.
Now, listen. It's been a few minutes since we discussed the plan.
That's good.
We've been sidetracked.
Sorry. We have the key. We have the bars.
And you killed the only
We've killed
piece
the
of
only
information.
person who said that he wanted to help us.
Yep.
What? The snitch.
Of course, no one want to help us. We can't trust nobody that don't have tummy problems. That's what I
Screw
learned in
knows.
life. I can't trust no one that don't got no tummy problems.
Bound by our bowels.
That's right.
Ooh, bound by
Right,
bowels.
Rusterfeld. We're bound
It's
by
like
our
Back 4
bowels.
Blood.
Now,
The way worse version.
what's the plan, boss?
Here's the plan. We have this dynamite. You see? First, we're going to open that door and scoop as much gold into all of our gold scooping sacks as possible. And then we're going to light this dynamite all around the perimeter of this building and blow it to sky high kingdom come.
I just want all of you to know that part of my plan with the gold rock thing was to then put in other rocks that were filled with dynamite instead and blow it from the inside. But sure, this plan is fine too.
I thought you were trying to start some kind of an investment portfolio.
Get the bank account open, then put that into the safety deposit box in the safe, and then you put the other rocks in there filled with dynamite. You blow it up from the inside. It was a plan.
Why didn't you
listen to
discuss
me?
this with us beforehand?
I was
Coming up
talking
with
for
all-
3 days and none of you listened. I'm just open the bars.
I was singing a song and you were chatting on top of. I couldn't pay
We were
attention.
working on harmonies.
I did skip choir again.
Happy trails needed the high note.
The bull
All right.
flicks the key to Maybelline.
Nice.
Thank you, the bull.
It's Maybelline.
And she totters forward toward the lock and sticks the key up in the keyhole, unlocks it.
Yes, and it opens, and even though it sounds like a door, it creaks like metal bars. And you see a set of stairs leading down into the dark underbelly of the church.
what's the light situation here? Do we have lanterns? Do we have torches? Off. Okay.
Yeah,
Off is good.
you got lantern torches. It's a new invention that Bull came up with.
Rustafel, as the former miner, would you like to take the first steps into the long dark?
You know damn well I've only been a miner for 3 days. And I've been a bank manager
But
for
you're
10 minutes.
so good at it.
I am good at it. All right. He strokes his handlebar mustache, which he keeps for every face he wears, and says, "All right, I'll do. You convinced me." And he leads the way down, carefully feeling every step before he goes.
Yes. You descend the small steps to come to a room that looks very much unlike the room above. This is important advice, everyone.
My God, be shooting.
The room that you enter is made of rich mahogany wood. Tapestries cover the walls here, and you see dead garden pits that flank the stairs on the left and the right. You see a large door to the east and a door to the west.
Which one looks like it has more money?
Definitely the rich one. One's made of pure gold.
Use your mind sense, Rustafel. Can you detect where the gold is? Can you smell it?
Well, Scruff
I've only been
actually
a
has...
bank manager for 20 minutes, but I feel like it's the west door.
Scruff,
Yeah?
you can talk to a ghost of your pappy. You have the ability to speak to one of the ghosts of your pappy, so you could always ask them for advice.
Fuck is this game?
Don't worry, guys. I got this. I got this. And Scruff takes off all of his clothes,
Yeah.
kneels down in the middle of the room. He cranks his head back, and he yells to the ceiling, "Oh, great-great-grandpappy, where the fuck should we go?"
And everything is quiet for a moment. And then you hear... East.
Thank you kindly, Elder. Y'all, we gotta go east.
Maybelline passes Scruff the requisite liquor to help reward him from this grand exertion. Because she knows that it takes a lot out of him to commune with the spirits.
East
Yeah,
it
he downs
is.
half the handle.
East is.
Yes. You enter the door to the east to see a winding hallway. It becomes almost organic the way that this underbelly is built. At first, the wooden walls seem ornate and fashionable, but it begins twisting like a mad underground carnival. The actual wall planks turning as if someone cranked the shaft.
Maybe we shouldn't have killed the only person who could have given us some exposition for this situation.
That's not an issue, because as you exit, an odd green light glows from the floor, and you see, written on the ground, looks to be an odd runic circle. And standing in the center of the circle is an old man with a long beard who's completely naked.
Grandpappy?
Not your grandpappy. Who are you? He says, with a long beard.
You just settled on that voice.
I haven't completely settled.
Is there any chance that I got the robe sharp man, teeth man's name before I shot him?
Yes, his name
Through
was
Nickle.
Alone.
Okay. It's I alone.
He squints at you. You're not alone. You have 3 people with you.
These are friends of Alone
Wait a minute.
who are here to
And he
greet you.
squints. He looks at the bull. And he says, "The bull?
Is that you?
Why do I bother at all?
The wolf? Is that you?
Yes. How did you know?
Honestly, I just took a wild guess.
And even though you've never met before, the two of you share a spiritual connection. Because when you both dream, you dream as spirit animals.
Oh, of course.
And he's the other one. So,
Well, I reckon you're the other one. The other one I've been seeing in my dreams.
And I reckon you're the other one I've been seeing in my dreams. Nice to meet you properly, Bull.
Nice to meet you. Way the bull sees it, we got two options. First option, kiss. Second option, you lead us right to the money that's hidden in the basement. We know about it. The bull knows about it.
Could there be a third option where you guys kiss and we get the money? Because that one seems like the happiest solution, and it sure would make Scruff McGruff's heart go 10 sizes too big.
The bull's been talking about this day for a long time.
The bull has.
If there was any way I could exit this circle to kiss ye, you best believe I would at the very least consider it. But the truth of the matter is, I'm locked in this here circle for trying to stop the small blue flame.
I was like, that was really good timing before I remember that you had a soundboard and could cue them. I was genuinely impressed in my heart of
That's just
hearts.
lightning.
So I believed in magic for a moment. It was great.
You must not get the gold, Bull. I say this as your friend. You don't understand what's going on here. These people, they made a deal long ago with the small blue flame. They must honor it, or all of humanity will be lost. In this general area, probably.
So we
I
should
don't
just
know.
apply.
World over.
Maybelline, the bull is very confused and conflicted.
I think that being trapped in that circle has rotted his brain clean through to the core.
No!
I suspect he's worried that we're gonna steal all the gold before he can find out a way to escape and claim it as his own. And I am still possessed by an avarice that is unquenchable. Now, as far as I see it, we can make our way to the gold in the underneath parts of this here church and quench whatever blue flames we might find in our way. And then on our way back through, if you want to kiss that man, well then be my guest.
You must trust me, Bull. When you doubt it, meet me in my dreams.
and he touches the green sigil and falls into an eternal slumber before your eyes.
I don't like the look of this sad naked man in a green circle. It makes me sad.
Man, you sure would hate my family reunions.
I've been to your family reunion, Scruff. I did hate them.
Oh yeah, you must have been the one with the handlebar mustache.
Unmistakable.
Oh, God.
All right, well, I'm so sorry about your friend. The wolf was his name, I suppose?
The wolf was no friend of the bull's. We met only in
Seems-
dreams.
Yeah.
And the bull, without moving a muscle, cries a single tear and then sucks it back up.
Every vein pops out while I do it.
Sounds like the enemy of your enemy is getting rich tonight. So let's go get our money.
Maybelline high fives Roasterfell and then gives everyone cigars. And then we smoke.
So, there's another door in this room that you walk through. And as you enter the next room, you see 3 mirrors on the wall. Beneath each mirror is a small portrait. One of a thin, gaunt-looking man with a handlebar mustache and no hair whatsoever. Another, the portrait beneath, is a heavyset man with gray, curly hair. And the last portrait is a beautiful woman with eyeshadow. Just far too much eyeshadow.
Let's be real here. Seems subjective to the bull.
It's not. It's objective. It's too much. It goes all the way up. It's just, you don't even realize his eyeshadow.
Forehead shadow.
It's forehead.
Sorry, so there are 3 pictures on the wall?
Yeah, 3 mirrors and then 3 small pictures beneath each mirror.
Mirrors. Well,
there a
seems
door?
like we're,
Yeah, and there's a door on the far side.
Okay, cool.
Maybelline goes up to the mirror that has the picture of the beautiful woman who has objectively too much eyeshadow on.
Yeah.
And she stands on her tippy toes so that she can see like the cheekbones up of her head in the bottom part of the
As you see your
mirror.
reflection in the mirror, it sort of stains there for a second, and then the mirror lights up in sort of like a beautiful white light, really illuminating your face. And then after like a good few seconds, it turns red. And a blade comes out and cuts off your ear. Just blood starts spraying all over the middle of the floor as you're like rolling around in pain.
Gruff McGruff runs up and cauterizes the wound with the lit end of his cigar.
Yes.
Oh.
You have ash and blood all over the side of your face, Maybelline.
Does that work?
Yeah, in a pinch.
It works in this, yeah.
Okay, it works. All right. No problem with that.
Well, fuck me sideways. Well, I don't want to look in any mirror ever again.
Maybelline, are you feeling all right? Did
Oh,
you get your
yeah.
left ear cut off? I don't remember. Good night, everybody.
Did you get your left ear cut off?
Yeah, yes, I do believe I did. Maybe coming down here wasn't such a hot idea after all.
You don't say that to us, not now.
No, you're right, Rusterfell. I have visited many more injuries upon people who stood in the way of riches, obviously.
We'll buy you an ear. Better one.
I'll have
Man,
a
we're gonna
crystal
kill all the
ear.
mirrors.
What? Scruff?
What?
You kill a mirror?
Yeah, we're gonna kill them all. How dare they hurt the boss? We gotta kill all the mirrors now. And Scuff will pull out his 6-shooter and cock it and aim it at the mirror.
Yeah, perfect. You're aiming your pistol at the mirror, and as you're aiming it, it lights up, and you see a reflection of yourself. And a blade spins out and cuts off your hand.
God damn it!
Just blood squirting everywhere as your right hand is completely gone.
Oh, quick! Use your cigar!
Just your bloody stump of like a cigar. Just like, if it's like common, like you're turning your severed hand to people.
I'm glad
like
we
you're
have so
turning it to
many
Rusterfell and like
cigars.
blood's just spraying into his face. Ah! He's committing to the bit.
He is.
We knew ye so
Or he
well.
fell off his chair.
a common
I laughed so hard I passed out, actually.
Oh no, did you? I didn't even see
Yeah.
that.
No, I completely blacked out. That was
Oh my
amazing.
god!
James,
no.
no! Everyone,
Oh no, I didn't
should
even
we
see
take a
that.
moment?
Commitments,
Okay.
though.
I thought you were
I'm
just
okay.
super
I
committed to the bit.
Yeah.
No, I
Holy
just
shit.
kind of stopped breathing because I was laughing so hard. It was amazing.
That was too
no.
good.
No, we're good.
Oh
We're
my
good.
god. James, don't die when you sleep over here, please. That would
Yeah.
be really awkward. It would put a
not
damper on our
allowed
wedding. I don't want to be selfish, but
It'd be a real bummer, James. It would.
like, hey guys, so James would have been here, but he's dead. He laughed hard, and
Harlan's too funny. He actually literally killed somebody.
That's true. It's we would miss you, but also the ego Harlan would get off of that would be unbearable. So
yeah,
you
it would,
can't.
no one wants that. It would make me feel it'd be so terrible. I would literally feel so bad.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
but seriously, I did pass out for a second. What happened?
Yeah.
Cut off. That's the last thing I remember.
Your hand got cut off. And then people,
We were enjoying the moment.
Yeah,
That was
All
we
together.
didn't quite
all
have
of us.
a cigar to cauterize it the
Okay.
same way Scruff valiantly helped Maybelline.
Okay.
Yeah, but your hand is now wrapped in bandages,
Gotcha.
shirts, and
Cigars.
yeah, Bull, you hear like a howling in the back of your mind, and you hear a voice, and it says, "Ooh, this room is for Rustafel, ooh, because they're the one who's the chameleon." Ooh.
Rustafeld, I'm getting some strange messages in my mind. The bull thinks you should go and look in one of them their mirrors.
No. The Bull, we've
Say
been
no.
friends for a while. And I know you would never betray me. But having seen Maybelline and having seen Scruff McGruff looking into those mirrors, and he leans forward again, you see the tips of his mustache just quivering a little bit with foresight and planning.
Foresight.
Would the Bull be lying to me now to take the gold?
The bull has no need for gold. and in fact, if this goes awry, the bull will give you the coolest boomerang I ever did take off of a child.
That is a promise. That's binds us better than our bowels, I must say. All right, he's gonna take your words, your wisdom, and Rusterfell is going to cautiously approach the final mirror.
As you approach the mirror, your eyes fall upon the portrait below. And the mustache in the portrait, and elements in each of the portraits, and this feeling washes over you like, I could do that. What? Yes? No?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was naked. It was a naked portrait or something like that. So I'm like,
No, none of them were naked. I mean,
I thought
everyone's
it was a
just
naked
sitting there.
portrait with a handlebar mustache. I swear to God, that's
There was
that's
a
what I
naked
heard.
portrait.
Yes,
I
there
remember.
Thank you, Jay.
You know what? I've thrown a lot of naked people in this one. I don't remember. I'll admit that.
I hang on your every word, Harlan. If you say there's a naked man in a portrait with a handlebar mustache, that is what I am going to remember.
There you go. There's a naked man in the portrait with a handlebar mustache. But you would need some... It's not perfect.
Oh.
Hey, you getting it now?
I see.
Okay.
Alright, so the fussing with the handlebar, just trying to match what's there. But
There you
it's
go.
okay.
There we go. So funny because we've done like 3 things so far, and like each time Rustafel's taken the lead and unfortunately been shot down by someone else's idea. So I'm like, Rustafel room, focusing on chameleon abilities, focusing on everything you've done so far, which is basically changing your appearance, and you're just like, this is interesting.
And we're like, what if we shoot it?
Yeah, shoot it.
I find this is actually very scary. Actually, thinking about this
It
because
is.
I never described Rustafel as being a particularly gaunt man, and in your earlier description, this was a naked old gaunt man.
I want you to be creative with each of these portraits, and you can borrow things from other people too.
I have a sneaking suspicion that your earlier throwaway joke of 10 years later may not be a joke so much anymore because
Starve yourself for a week.
Rusterfel's going to be committing to looking like this. There's some weird
Oh, no.
compulsion to match that exactly, and he knows he can, but he just has to wait 3 more days, 4 more days, 5 more days of planning.
A
and he'll
week
get
passes for Rusterfeld to feel thin enough to look in the mirror.
there. And
Yeah.
really, isn't that every teenage girl's life? It's just the society. There you go. There's
We
your
live in a
serious
society.
horror in there.
Oh, sad, but true. Wait, let me think of a better sound effect than a sad one. Yeah! Social stigma. But yeah.
That's creepy. Oh, that's terrifying. I don't like
You
that.
play with your little mustache, you shave your head, and you look perfectly into the mirror as the gaunt, bald, naked, mustached man.
Yeah. Well, I'm
And-
honestly, depending on how horrifying you go, I don't have a shaver, so I might just be yanking some things trying to match it.
Ooh.
And as the mirror lights up and turns green, you hear the door open. and fresh air wafts in because the diarrhea corner has gotten real bad the last week.
He succeeded? Rusterfell succeeded?
Yeah, at what
This is
they do best. Yeah,
Good job, buddy.
Congratulations, Rusterfell.
yeah.
And also,
It's-
thank you for waiting long enough.
It's been a fucking minute.
For real.
Yes, worth it. Every second of it.
I'm
I
glad
bust
you
through the
think
door.
so.
Scruff's the hands like rotten and gangrene. It's like completely gone now.
He would applaud if he could.
as
the one man clap.
Yeah, for real. And as you move through, you enter out of this sort of, hallway area into the mines that are below. And it starts to paint a picture of the gold that's been taken out from long ago. The gold that passed through this place was processed in town and somewhat stored in the bank and somewhat came back. Doesn't matter. Don't overthink it. And as you move deeper into the mine, you see something. Bull, you see it first. At first, it seems like it's a trick of the light. But on the wall of the cavern, you see a small blue flame.
Well, there's the name of this here stream.
Is the name of what, Bull? What did you say?
Sorry, I had a minor stroke. There's the. I think it's the bull thinks that this is the thing that we're looking for.
Didn't your friend tell us that we had to beware of it, or
The bull
To
doesn't
quit?
remember.
I don't remember either. It was so long ago. A whole week.
When you rush perfection, you get perfection.
What? Yes.
It's been 5 days.
We've been drinking our own urine, goddammit.
And whiskey.
Yeah, and the small blue flame moves. At first, it sort of just sits there, and then it dances. It moves farther into the mine.
Well, could be one of those fairy tale swamp creatures that lure folks to their death. What are they called? Will-o-wisps? But I don't much believe in fairy tales.
Your voice has gotten so low, Maybelline.
But I don't much believe in fairy tales. Forgot that I'm so short. How could I? The shortest.
If we were all that height, that's how she would sound. But we gotta
That's
scale
right.
it up with the distance.
That's right.
What do you do, Bull? What do you do, everybody?
Maybelline, what should the bull do and what should we do? The bull trusts
Well,
you.
Hell. We come so far and we've been sitting in that shit-filled room for so long. I believe we should set some fucking dynamite to this place. But not before we get the money. Yes. You see, we spent so many days and nights waiting for Rusterfell to pull out every single hair on his goddamn head. And Rusterfell, if I may say so, you're looking quite fine. Mighty fine.
Gaunt, bald, it's like, thank you, I haven't eaten.
I've never felt so beautiful.
But I've been thinking this whole time about what the four of us are going to do with the loot when we get it. You see, I am singularly minded, and I do believe that the treasure that we've come for is still here in this mine. So if you'll follow me, I believe we still have time to make it and get our just reward. But in case,
Nothing ominous.
I got a little bit of this.
And you shake 3 sticks of dynamite taped together and sweating profusely. You move forward to the mine. At first, it seems typical. It seems like what you've passed through was built on top of an old mine. Everything seems pretty normal. But then the large left side is caved in. You at first think it can't really move any further, but as you round a number of large boulders, you see the mine open up to a massive underground chasm. it stretches farther than you can see. Your voice is lost in the blackened abyss, and as you come to the edge of a precipice, you see it again. A blue flame. And then another blue flame. And then another blue flame. Blue flames spotting up all over the dark abyss, illuminating the cavern to see these rounded buildings with dark holes in them, almost like a hive. These long spires that touch to the roof. These bizarre cone-shaped hives that stick to the wall, all blue flames sticking out of them, that dance and move about, and one that grows closer and closer until it hovers just before your faces. And as the blue flame comes into sight, you see it turn around, and you see a small, ghost-like fairy. Its face is gaunt, its eyes wide and black, but you can still see the reflection in them as they move between you. It has small, sharp, needle-like teeth and thin feet that just dangle below it, as if it never really uses them. The flame kind of flickering behind it. And in a high-pitched voice, it says, "What can I help you find?"
Gold. I mean, gold. Please?
And the small flame turns around and begins leading you down a winding path.
All right.
I mean, I've never seen a creature like this before.
The bull
But
is very hungry and was considering taking a bite.
Oh no. What, do we trust this thing?
I mean, I don't not trust it.
It has sharp teeth.
I mean, I had sharp teeth a few minutes ago.
I mean,
last week.
It seems like it knows where the gold is, and we don't. So, we
Scruff,
kill it?
that's the most logical I heard you be in the past 4 days.
Thanks, boss.
All right. Wait for us, little freak.
You head down, following the little freak. And as it rounds the corner, it brings you through a small, tight passage and moves through tiny little areas in which you're crawling, but Maybelline's not, walking totally normal. And eventually you come out to a large room filled with gold. More gold than you've ever laid your eyes on.
Howdy.
Nuggets, coins, all that good shit. Gold cocaine, everything you want. It is sitting in this large room, and the blue flame stands looking at you.
Well, that's more like it.
We can take this? Well, I'm going to take this if anyone doesn't mind. I worked for this.
And the blue flame sort of looks at you and says, "You can take it, but you must trade for it."
Trade. All right.
Hey,
What kind of a trade are we talking here?
"We can offer you many things," the small voice says.
Well, I already paid quite a price, as did my good friend Scruff. You understand. I'm having a hard time keeping my hat on straight. I think you'll agree, even though maybe you don't possess the same kinds of aesthetic sensibilities as my companions and I do, but I certainly look quite a lot better with 2 ears. Would you consider that a fair payment?
The small blue flame doesn't react to your words, just stares, waiting for your offer.
The bull holds out the boomerang.
The small blue flame looks at the boomerang, looks back at you, says, "Okay, for that pile," and looks down, and you see a small pile, maybe 50 gold, still more than you've seen in a long time.
What would they want? What do these creatures want? Realizing Rusterfell was never said to put his clothes on, so I'm assuming he's still very naked.
Oh, 100% naked.
Okay.
Everyone's just comfortable with him now.
Floating in the breeze.
If you don't mind, can I just have a word with my companions, please?
Of course.
Thank you.
And the blue flame turns around and winks out of existence.
Oh.
Scruff, the
Yeah?
bull, Rusterfell. We've come so far and we've been here so long. Bargaining's not really my forte. Taking shit is. Taking things and shooting people with my gun. Now, I offered that I had already paid my price by losing my beautiful ear, and I fully intend on taking quite a bit of this treasure back home with me. I don't have a fancy gun boomerang, nor do I intend to find something that is similarly valuable in exchange for this pile of gold. So I think, probably, I'll just take it. What do you think about that?
I think one of those mountains of gold is the very least they should pay me for the art I gave them.
Exactly, Rusterfell. Exactly. And
So, you're standing in front of this gold. How much do you take, Maybelline?
Maybelline opens up her gold hauling bag.
Yeah.
And she just starts shoveling money in.
Yeah.
Just shoveling with both hands. She puts the bag down on the ground and she's dragging as much gold into the bag as she can get.
Yeah.
The bull helps. The bull also doesn't take any golds for themselves and will take whatever else you want.
Well, Maybelline, once she fills up a bag, she hands it to the bull just to hold for her, and then she starts putting more gold in another bag.
Cool, yeah. And you have like, I mean, it's not that much gold, unfortunately, because it's so fucking heavy, but you're taking as much gold as you possibly can. Scruff McGuff and Rusterfell, are you doing the same?
I mean, someone's gonna have to lend me some sort of cloth with which to hold the gold, because I am 5 days starving to method act my way. I Christian bailed this, and I'm very proud of myself.
Nice.
So I need to find a way to take that amount of gold with me.
Yeah.
Rusterfell,
strength.
I always have extra bags with dollar signs on them. Here you go.
Really, that's why we love you so much.
I know.
Cool. Yeah.
Much as I can carry in my
And
sleep.
eventually you fill, Scruff, are you doing as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and Bull, you're carrying, but you're not taking any for yourself.
I'm carrying whatever Maybelline needs me to carry.
Do you still have your gun boomerang, or are you leaving?
Yeah, because that was a trade proposal.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I like it.
So you, everyone lifts their gold bags and you start heading out, presumably,
Oh, yeah.
back towards the entrance. And as you exit and climb the long, winding path upwards, it feels so much longer than you ever had envisioned. You see the wall of small blue flames as they flicker at the far side of the cavern. Scruff, you're sort of hanging behind as you're carrying this heavy, heavy bag. I kind of imagine that everyone begins moving up as you sort of are falling back a little bit.
Yeah.
And as you do, you hear something from the right side, from the wall of the cavern. You just hear, "Oh!"
Oh, hi!
And out walks a small gnomish-looking creature with long white whiskers. His arms are long, almost the length of his body, which is only 2 feet. He's wrinkled and he's wearing miner's clothes.
Cool! How's it going?
Oh, are you taking that gold?
I guess so.
Did you trade for it?
Yeah, we gave him a boom. Yeah, I think so.
Good
Did
luck.
you want some?
And he turns around and, like, walking on his knuckles, he, like, pushes himself back into the wall. And at first you think he's, like, entering a hole, but you realize he gets absorbed into the wall. And as you stand there for a moment, you hear a knocking. It's like a loud, echoey knock. And the ground beneath you begins to crumble as you stand next to the abyss. You're holding onto the coins. It's weighing you down. What do?
I shove one coin in my mouth, swallow it, drop the bag, and run.
Nice. You drop the bag as the gold sprays the cavern below. You see each falling piece of gold reflect the blue flame as it clatters to the ground. Maybelline and Bull and Rusterfell, you hear this loud clatter as you turn around and see Scruff McGruff kind of running up behind as you don't see him carrying any gold anymore. Maybelline, as you turn back around, you see a small blue flame in your eye. It looks at you with its big, dead black eyes.
I backhand it.
Nice.
Yeah.
You send it flying across into the wall of blue flames.
And with the same movement, I pull the dynamite out of my holster where it's been sitting this whole time, and
Yeah.
I hold a lighter
Yeah,
up to the
We have some of our torches.
wick
things.
yeah.
fuse. No, I don't light it yet, and I say, now you best back off right about now. You understand? This here cavern can go up kablooey, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Now you just go back to your little hidey holes, wherever you came from, and we'll be on our way. You understand?
Yeah, Maybelline, you're like backing up with this dynamite stick as everyone else is sort of moving up the way back. You can kind of see the door in the distance, and as you move back further towards it, the blue flames are moving towards you, but they sort of stop, maybe 50 feet, Maybelline. As you take a step, they take a step. As you take a step, they take a step. And every time you sort of hold the thing, they take a swoop back a little bit. And then you stand in the opening between the chasm where those boulders sort of fell and the main mine. And you stand there for a moment and you realize they don't move anymore. In fact, the dance you're doing, the sort of step forward, the step back, a moment goes by before you realize that they're not matching your movements, but you've been matching theirs. Ooh. And as the thought dawns on you, and you wonder where they're hurting you to, you hear the crisp clatter of rock for only a moment before a massive boulder turns you into person jam. You see Rusterfell, Bull, and Scruff, your friend, just completely get obliterated as blue flames fill the cavern behind her and begin rushing up towards the door.
No.
What do you all do?
I put the gold down.
You drop the gold,
I put the
Rusterfell,
gold down.
and you
politely,
begin running.
And then I start running as fast as my gaunt little legs could take me.
Yeah, Scruff the same?
Oh, I dropped my gold long ago. The last gold nugget's
Yeah.
going to drop in 12 hours or so.
Run up. Bull, what are you doing?
I drop to my knees. I just try to pick up any piece of the liquid that's left over.
You're like putting it. Boss.
There's a bent sheriff's star, and there's like a piece of a nose, and that's about all you can get.
Yeah, as the blue flames surround you and begin rushing Rusterfell and Scruff McGruff, the two of you run to the top, leaving Bull behind you, throw open the door to the room. You see it lying open as well as the two of you run past. The blue flames are all around you, singeing the back of your neck as you run, Rusterfell and Scruff McGruff. Are you running all the way outside, all the way out?
As fast and as far as I can get back to where we went.
You move. You both use your inspiration to skid past the front hall and up the stairs through the door. You slam through the opening and burst out into the cool night air 4 days since you entered. Rusterfell, you fall to your naked knees as the blue flames erupt skyward. Scruff McGruff is lying in the sand next to you. The two of you are panting. It seems for a moment that the blue flames have dissipated. There's a moment in the quiet, the stillness of the western night. You hear the crickets where the two of you have a moment and you look at each other. What do you say?
I look to Scruff and I say, well, now we're going to bring something to trade.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And as
I guess that's a good idea, yeah.
And as Scruff sort of looks at you, 100 blue flames drive into his stomach, ripping his innards out in front of you, and erupt through his mouth like a volcano of blue flame as they retrieve the gold coin he took. They just rip. You see them pulling his eyeballs apart in front of you in the night sky as you're like crawling back from them, tearing him piece by piece. And after like a fluttering moment when the blue flames engulf him, all that's left is like stained clothes and teeth. And Rusterfell is sat naked in the night sky, covered in blood. And Bull, the light is gone. You've dropped it long ago, and the blue flames that have rushed around you have left you in the dark. But you hear something. A small creature pads towards you. Your eye is adjusting to the dark. You see them, their long hands propelling them forward, their long white whiskers and wrinkled skin. They're wearing miner's clothes. A knocking surrounds you.
Did you take any gold?
He asks.
No, the bull never takes any gold.
And Bull lives.
Should we kiss?
Okay.
And with that, we're going to leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us for Small Blue Flame.
Did you see Carly's drawing of our characters?
No?
You have to post that.
You have
Carly.
one. It's amazing.
So cool.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that
so happy.
adorable?
It's been so long since Carly's done one of these.
I
love
know. Carly, you're
Okay,
so
here.
talented.
Why is the bull so cute?
Right?
it.
Right?
There we
Look
go.
at that.
God.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I love them all.
I know,
That's
it's
amazing.
perfect.
That's amazing.
I just realized that you're riding the cow.
Of course we are.
Oh my God, Carly, MVP.
Right?
That's fantastic.
Great job,
Genuinely
Harlan.
fantastic. Well done.
So, Small Blue Flame. What?
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 Has anyone heard of the Tommy Knockers?
No.
That
No.
sounds familiar. I can't attach it to the actual story.
Okay, so
but-
Tommy Knockers is a Stephen King book, but it comes from a real folklore, which is, I totally did not know about this. Apparently, especially in like the 1820s in the American boom of mining, Tommy Knockers were spirits that occupied the mines, and they would knock when things are clear. And they would wear miners' clothes, and they had long hands, and this is how they looked. But there's another legend called the Blue Cap, which we've heard of red caps, obviously. But blue caps are mythical fairy creatures, or ghosts in English folklore, that inhabit mines, and they appear as small blue flames. If miners treat them with respect, they lead them to rich deposits of minerals. And they also forewarn miners of cave-ins, like they would have done to Maybelline had she been respectful. So all this really is geared around is this neat little legend I read about this morning. And I was like, that'd be kind of fun. And then, we kind of played on it like that. But if you're interested, they're actually kind of a cool little thing. And yeah, a knocker is a 2-foot tall, disproportionately large head, long arms, wrinkled skin, and white whiskers is the legend of a knocker or a Tommy knocker. So
Cool.
there's your little history folklore lesson.
Whoa.
So there was a reason behind the small blue flame.
Yeah, I thought you were going for propane or something like that. I thought we were
I know,
going
that's
to go
exactly
what I
to
was
Sky
saying,
High.
I thought
Yeah.
it was like a pilot light.
No, interestingly enough, this did have a plot. The miners met with the blue flames eons ago. They told them about the riches, and they made a trade because the whole thing is they want to get paid. I don't know why, but like blue caps or blue flames, they want to get paid fairly. Like they don't like being treated unfairly. So, they give a portion of the gold back to the blue caps, and they keep a portion of for the people. And obviously some crazy miners in town have heard them. That's why the guy said it. And then a bunch of fun. So weirdly enough, there is actually a thread here that makes like weird folklore sense. So it's not as random
Very
as I
cool.
thought it was. Yeah.
That's
It
awesome.
seemed really weird, but
I love folklore.
me too. I always find it really fun. Great job, everyone.
Yeah.
That was good.
Good
Rob,
job.
you had a great death. That was
Plot
that was
twist.
great.
There was a plot. I love that, Carly. Surprise.
The real friends was the diarrhea we had along the way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they went right through bowels.
You did very good. Yeah, that was the lesson in all this. Was really that. It's that you can make friends through diarrhea.
Through your eating problems.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. This was an absolute blast. Thank you once again to Erica, Jay, James, and Joe for being so cool. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to hang out with all of you at the wedding. It's
man.
going to be such a blast. In person. Yeah, and thank you for hanging out and watching. Remember, we got a new episode of Dice Jam tomorrow that I got to post right after this. And we'll be back next week. We'll be streaming again next week. We're going to be doing something because it's going to be the last one while we're on vacation. So to anybody playing, you're welcome back next week. And to anybody watching, come back next week. We're going to play something real fun, real silly.
Yes,
but that is
ma'am.
it from us. As my good friend Erica always likes to say...
Y'all is spelled YA''LL.
I didn't know that.
James is angry.
Good night, everyone.